Hello everyone. Welcome to this important video. In this video, we'll be exploring the concepts of hell and heaven, as well as the idea of God and the devil. Please note that while we respect all religions and beliefs, we will be offering a different perspective that we hope you'll consider. Traditionally, hell has been portrayed as a place of eternal suffering, where souls are sent to be tortured and never escape. The ruler of this realm is often depicted as Satan or the devil. On the other hand, heaven is said to be a place of pure love, light, and joy, where suffering does not exist, and the ruler is God, the one and only Creator. However, what if these stories were not meant to be taken literally? What if they were meant to be understood symbolically? We believe that the Bible and religion, in general, have been portrayed and taught in the wrong way. Every religion talks about God, and that evil force they speak of is the ego. Let's break this down. God is often seen as consciousness, the creator, and the observer of everything. Similarly, we are also consciousness, as there is only one consciousness. Consciousness has no form, and you cannot locate it, no matter how hard you search for it. Our bodies are simply vessels that we control. They are not who we are. God created these bodies, and they are just a way of consciousness expressing itself. If you become aware of your awareness, you will begin to notice that the one who is aware isn't affected by any experience that may be present, regardless of whether it's your thoughts, feelings, or life situation. The one who is aware is simply at peace, present, accepting, and not suffering. This awareness is limitless and boundless, and it's the place where suffering cannot exist. It's God's presence, and it's your true being. So, in conclusion, remember, respect and love for all beliefs and religions are essential. The concept of us being God can be a challenging one to accept because many religious and spiritual teachings have led us to believe that God is an entity separate from ourselves, someone we need to seek and worship outside of ourselves. However, the idea of us being God is not about arrogance or self-aggrandizement, but rather a recognition of the interconnectedness of all things. For example, if we look at the natural world, we can see that everything is interconnected and part of the same system. The trees, the birds, the bees, and the ants all have a role to play, and they're all part of the same ecosystem. Similarly, we as humans are part of the same system and share the same being as God. When we realize that we are God, we recognize that we have the power within us to create our reality and shape our lives. We are no longer victims of circumstance or subject to the whims of a higher power. Instead, we have the power to manifest our desires and create the life we want. The ego is the part of us that is attached to our sense of self, our identity, and our desires. It's the voice in our head that tells us we're not good enough or that we need to achieve more. When we identify too strongly with the ego, we become disconnected from our true nature as God, and suffering arises. For instance, let's say you've lost your job, and you're feeling anxious about your future. If you identify too strongly with your ego, you might feel like a failure, and that can lead to depression, regret, and fear. However, if you recognize that you are God and have the power to create your reality, you might use the situation as an opportunity to start your own business or pursue a passion you've always had. In summary, the idea that we are God is not about seeing ourselves as superior or all-knowing, but rather recognizing our true nature and power as interconnected beings. When we can identify and detach from our ego, we can eliminate suffering and create a life that aligns with our true desires. Now Jesus, a well-known being. The teachings of Jesus and how they can help us awaken to our true nature. Jesus wasn't a religious person, but he knew that he and all of us are God. The Bible refers to him as God's Son, but he was actually conscious of his own consciousness. In John 10 verse 30 to 38 NIV, he said, "I and the Father are one." But the people around him saw him as blaspheming, while others around him were unconscious. We are all one being, and that being is God. We are everyone who has ever lived, and we will be everyone who is yet to be born. Even though the story of Jesus being nailed to the cross is traumatic, he forgave those who did it because he knew they were unconscious and acting from the ego and the devil. If people were awakened and conscious of who they truly are, they wouldn't act in negative ways. But because most people are still slaves to the ego, they suffer in hell instead of experiencing heaven on earth. Heaven is a place of peace and love. And once we awaken to our true nature, we realize that we have been seeking this peace and love all along. We are the whole. Knowing the essence of who we are is who God is. We are the source, the universe, and what lies behind all understanding. If everyone was awakened to this truth, the world would be at peace and love would flow through the air. To experience this state of heaven, meditation, self-inquiry, and non-duality can help. While there may be some holes in this teaching, our intention is pure and positive. We hope this video has sparked some curiosity in you. Please share your thoughts in the comments, and let us know if you agree or disagree. Thank you for watching, and we genuinely appreciate all your support. We hope this video has shed some light on these concepts, and we encourage you to explore these ideas further.